Hey guys, this was so weird, but I am filming with my tripod and I got it on Amazon and I really like it. It's just so convenient and I'm so excited. Tomorrow I really just want to read. I have to film a video for school. Let's go into reading updates because I haven't updated the video yet. So we're gonna get my Kindle because I've been reading a lot from her and she has saved my life because this book is thick and really heavy. And I don't mind because I read the first book with a physical copy. On the Kindle, it's 800 pages. I think in the paperback, it's like 600. So in the Kindle, I'm on page 209, but in the paperback, I'm on page 137. I'm so scared for the series, but it is definitely very plot heavy, which I love. I feel like a lot of books are hard to get into when they're more plot heavy, unless you're very into plot right away. It is considered more of a romantasy than it is just fantasy, but it's also plot heavy and like political. But if you don't know anything about anything or Fourth Wing, it's basically set in this world where dragons live amongst humans. I don't know how to exactly explain this because I read Fourth Wing 2 years ago. I'm a little empty-minded when it comes to plot, but I just know that this word is the college, and this is where Violet, Xaden, and the whole crew that you'll meet later on end up. Xaden's already been in the college for a second year in here, and then Violet is her first year. She's basically been a scribe her whole life, but as she gets there, she's changed to the writer's quadrant, and she is thrust into this world where she has to survive. Not low stakes, it's high stakes. You just have to read it. I'm not good at describing plots or the synopsis of any book series, but if you like dragons and you want to get more into fantasy, but you're not sure where to start, I feel like this is a really great way to start. I'm still kind of amazed by how the author came up with this plot and these characters and all these names and landmarks and everything. There's 5 books in this series. Xaden's like not my top zaddy, but you know, he's there. He's on the list for sure, and depending on how this book ends, he might just go up to the top, but he's also mine. But I feel like the way I feel about Rise is also like how I would consider Xaden. Like I really love both characters, but I love these books a lot, and I will only ramble this much if the books really affected me. The 3rd book is coming this year. The 4th book is coming next year or in 2 years. And the 5th book will either come in 2 years or 3 years. Wow. I just realized like when this series is either ending or close to an end, I'll basically be done with college. Which is crazy to think about because I started Fourth Wing right after I finished my senior year of high school. It's so crazy to think about that I'll be with this series for that long. But anyway, I'm gonna start reading a little bit from the physical book because I read everything on the Kindle so far. I just want to open the physical book because it hits different. I read the first one physically. Guys, wish me luck. Okay guys, it's the next day. So last night I only got to read 1 chapter because I started falling asleep. Not because the book is boring, but literally it's just because it was 3 a.m. and I was so relaxed. And now it's time to read. I have been wanting to be in this world all day. Before I read, I just want to update where I am. A lot's happened so far. Xaden and Violet are apart. And it's not really a spoiler because you know that Xaden's going into his 3rd year. He's like in a different town or city, and Violet and the whole crew are in 2nd year now, so they are left at the college and they're trying to manage it. The leaders, the professors, they're all kind of suspicious because they know a lot more than they let on. Varish, I forgot what his role is, but he's like important in the book, and he punished Violet, and it was like it just felt so graphic. The scene was so graphic that I was getting nervous for her, and that's why I keep saying this book is very high stakes. What's that?
Air purifier.
That's where I left off, and now Violet and the crew were taken into like a room, and I feel like the characters who you're supposed to root for are the ones that end up being the ones you should watch out for. But I just feel like something's gonna happen, and the plot twist is that Violet thinks she can trust somebody, but she really can't. I just feel like someone's going to end up stabbing her in the back, either figuratively or metaphorically. And with Xaden, I'm kind of confused if I should trust him because I love him so much as a character, but I'm also curious, like 3 books with them and then 2 books they just aren't together. It doesn't make sense to me, but I also feel like for them to be together already, I don't know how this ends, I should be speaking, but we're just gonna see. Right now we're on to chapter 15, so I'm gonna read a little bit. I'll update you guys how it goes and we'll see what happens. Okay, that was a lot. I really like Jasenia. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I really like her and I hope she stays good, but I don't want to be like too trusting. Also, no Xaden for these chapters, so I'm sad. I stopped there because I'm gonna eat dinner and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna read and then get ready for bed and read the entire night. I'm still not even halfway into the book. I'm on page 168. It just feels so great to be back in this world, even though I haven't been here for 2 years. But like I can still imagine the same setting as I did in the first book, and I just can't wait to be more with the dragons because I think the dragons are what make up my enjoyment of the book too, especially the first book. I loved every interaction with them. I love how they can talk in their heads. Like those are my favorite parts of the book too. I know that this book is gonna completely throw me off and I'm gonna be so disappointed to go back to college and then leave this world again. I'll update you guys later. Talk to you soon. Guys, I have been reading from 8 p.m. to 3:20 a.m. That's how much I read. If you could see the middle bookmark, I don't even want to sleep. Hello guys. Okay, so I have so much to update. I am more than halfway, but I am at page 347. I binged this last night from 8 p.m. to 3:20 a.m. and I had to put it down because I had to wake up early. I had plans with my cousin, and if it were not for that, I would have binged the entire book. I really want to stay up and just binge the entire series, but I have about 45% left and it took me like 7 hours. So far a lot has happened. I swear, like today when I was reading, I was like one more chapter and then I ended up reading so much more and I spent an hour on one chapter and it wasn't that many pages. Like when Xaden says something, I have to go back. Like it's just so good. Or when Taryn says something, I'm like, wait, because he ate that line up. So I have to like reread it and it's just like funny and witty and I love the banter and the dynamic. I really love Violet Squad. It's just great to see how much they've grown as writers and as friends from the first book to now because the interrogation was crazy. That's all I'm gonna say on it because I don't want to spoil, but it's like their mission. It's one of like their tests they have to pass and it just helps prepare them for the future. But it's also really terrifying. Like when I was reading it, I felt kind of sick to my stomach. This is the type of book where you don't just want to read one chapter. You just want to keep reading more. It was so hard for me to put the book down. I went to my Kindle and I binged so much in bed after. Every time you finish the chapter, it just feels wrong to put it down. I just feel so happy to be back. It just feels like coming home. And I always say that, but truly it feels like coming home after being away for so long. Right now it's getting more intense and Violet and Xaden are figuring out what they're gonna do. Like everything's falling apart, but then Xaden's putting them in their place, and as he should, because it just makes me mad for Violet every time someone doubts her because she's proven many times and she doesn't have to keep proving to people or prove at all that she's capable of surviving and that she's strong. It's more than just strength and like combat skills. That definitely plays a part in surviving, but I also think you have to have the brains for it. I feel like if you have all qualities, that is what gives you the chance to survive this long in Fourth Wing. I can't leave the world again. I don't want to leave the world. I don't want to wait a whole year. I just want to be with them in the moment. But yeah, those are my little updates. And I know this video is just lots of me talking rather than showing you I'm reading. But genuinely, if I am filming less while I'm reading, that means I'm really enjoying it. So I'm excited. Just me and book time, and that's the best time. That's a big.
Would you get both?
You want to try both, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Has the voice, has the voice, like everything about him. For 3 hours and it was good. Today I felt like very nostalgic. Earlier I kind of felt lost, confused. I still feel that way, but I feel like I have more clarity now. But I still, you know, I'm struggling, of course. It's not just gonna go away. But I love that I was able to just be on my own. This is like something that I used to do all the time. Before I went through everything I went through, I loved being on my own, doing things on my own. But I told myself that the only way you're gonna overcome something is if you continuously do it. And so I've been trying to put myself out of my comfort zone every week. I like to challenge myself, and that is something I want to keep doing because I'm so nervous of speaking in front of people, and like I have to face it now. Like it's inevitable. But I love being at Barnes, and I just feel like it just felt like I was honoring my past self and like all the old memories that I've created here and used to share here. And I just love it. Like I didn't feel like I was a college student either. I felt like I was back in my senior year, coming to Barnes on my own and just doing my own thing. And I love that. So it was a good time, and I'm really glad I came out of the house because I just was not thriving in there. It's nothing against my home. I love my home. I love my room, but I just had to get out, and I'm glad I did. And I did it on my own. I was independent. I just feel proud. So no matter what small thing it is, if you're doing something that sets you a little out of your comfort zone, that challenges you, no matter how small or little the achievement is, always just like be happy. I always had to be with somebody. I could never really fully be alone because I was always drowning in my own thoughts, and I hated that. But now I kind of see that it's a good thing to be within your thoughts. Of course, not to the point where it's overwhelming you and it stops you from everything else, but it's also good to have time to think. And so I think finding a balance with that is something that I had to learn again. I hope this video is comforting. Okay, hello everyone. I'm here to end the video off with 2 book reviews. So as you guys saw in the video, I read Iron Flame, If Only I Told Her. Actually, I'm not sure if I filmed myself reading that one, but I did finish that during the same time. I also showed you guys her book that I was reading. I will not be talking about that in this video because I think I want to save it for the next one. Before I start off with the other 2 books, I'm going to show you guys these 2 ones that you will see in the next one. But I finished these 2 in January. Actually, this one I finished in March. I started this one at the end of January, and then I finished this one on March 1st at like 2 in the morning or 12 a.m. I really love these 2 books. If you know me in person, you know how much these books mean to me, but I will talk about them in the next video just because I want a whole designated video for this author. I truly found a new author and a favorite author too. I'm just so amazed because I wish I read her books sooner. I've always seen them, but I never actually decided to get the book. But that's all more for the next video. Let's go with If Only I Told Her first. So if you don't know this book, the first one is If He Had Been With Me, and it looks like this, if it'll focus. It's about 2 characters named Finny and Autumn. They are childhood best friends. Their moms are best friends. They've literally been together since they were babies. never separated, but as they get older, friendships change and they start to kind of, it's a very complicated relationship between Autumn and Finney. There's always been like these underlying feelings, but it's never really been communicated. So this one has literally sold, I'm pretty sure, over 1 million copies. It's a book with a lot of grief and growth. It was very relatable. I found myself relating to Autumn with her experiences at middle school and kind of with friendships. She has these close friends, but I didn't really feel like she was super close to them. It felt more like everyone was on Jamie's side, and I just felt like Autumn was really by herself. She's trying to find herself in middle school and high school and see what she wants to do, like where she belongs, and I just really connected with her identity and loved her as a character. Also, she's a writer. She's writing a whole story inspired by you know who. If you go into this book, I wouldn't go into this thinking it's going to be a happy. I will say it does have a sad ending, and I feel like that is already being told by the name of the book. It did something for me. It just had like so many life lessons, so many moral lessons. I found it very important. I feel like everyone should read this. Even if you don't connect with the characters, I feel like there is something to learn from this book. It really teaches you to spend and enjoy the time you have with your loved ones, because you never know when it's the last moment with them, and it just shows you how fragile life is. Like, you think you really have a long time with your family and your loved ones, but truly you just have to enjoy every single moment with someone and live life to the fullest, because there are so many things that could have gone different had things been communicated, had things been said, had they worked it out. Let me talk quickly about the second book, because I did rant too much about the first one. This takes place after everything that happened in the first book, and it also has 3 different POVs. The beginning is Finn's POV, but we only got his POV at a certain part of the book. And then we also got Jack, which is Finn's best friend. We got to see more sides of him, and I loved that I could see more and hear more about his side with his memories with Jack, and you know how he was when he wasn't with Autumn, when he wasn't with other people. And also we get to see how Jack moves on with his life with everything that happened. And then we get the last POV, which is Autumn's, and I think that was the perfect way to end the story. And just to have her be the conclusion is great. And I don't want to say too much because it will spoil a lot, but if you loved the first book or liked it, consider giving it a read. I know it wasn't as loved as the first one, but in my opinion, it was great. I also would be careful because it does have triggering topics that might be very sensitive, so I look that up before you read this book. And same with this book. I didn't give this one a rating. I don't think I ever will. The story, Autumn and Finney and Jack, they feel like really real characters, that it almost feels like I'm reading a memoir, even though it's nothing like a memoir. Yeah, anyway, that's it for my take on these 2 books. Again, I do recommend them, but be careful if you read it. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, let's get into Iron Flame. I have this beautiful cover from Waterstones, and this is a UK edition. This is a lot, and I honestly can't even tell you everything that happened, because not that it was boring or anything, I gave it 5 stars. A lot of people didn't like this book, but honestly, I think it's a lot better than Onyx Storm. I will say this one, it started off a bit slow, but I like the slow start. I think that it was honestly one of my favorite parts of the entire series. I honestly think that from then on, it just builds up and up and up, and gets even better throughout the book. Some people found it hard to push through, but I honestly really loved it. Like, I miss this book a lot. When I'm reading Onyx Storm, I always think about Iron Flame and Fourth Wing. This book, though, feels completely different from Fourth Wing just because things have changed and roles have changed. It's gotten even more scarier to be in this world because, again, there's a raging war that's all happening. Venin are coming, the enemies are getting closer, and now you don't know who to trust. And that's all I'm gonna say because, again, I really can't say too much without spoiling. I love the plot, everything. I was so happy to get to kind of be in a different setting. I think that was also one of my favorite parts of the story, and the way that it ended, you need Onyx Storm right away. Bonus for the ending and all the amazing quotes in here. I love like the tension and the yearning in the beginning. I felt like that just made it enjoyable, and honestly, it's the calm before the storm. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and hope you guys enjoyed hearing about these books. Stay tuned to my next one. It's in the works and it's gonna come out as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I'll see you in the next one.